procedure, we're going to start with the opening statement from Coach, and then we'll take questions for the players first.
Well, I'm incredibly delighted with this victory, especially when they cut it to 9 on some great plays. We got in a huddle, and Zuby said, look, we've battled injuries. We don't wilt. We've been there before. We know what to do, and went back the other way. I was really proud of that. I think once Deivon got healthy again, I think our offense picked up. It's not about shooting, it's about the type of shots that you get. And he got everybody great shots in that first half, and that's why we had 50 points. So he had a big game for us. Aaron here was bleeding, getting every shot. Me getting on him, and he's bleeding, can't talk back. And he just was a warrior out there, gave us everything he had. And then Kadary, I'll say this, he was going to come with us right now, but he's being seen by the doctors. You know, I didn't know what the hell they were yelling at Seton Hall about general soreness. I had no idea what they were yelling back then. Kadary Richmond is more injured than any player I've coached right now, and he fights through it. He's got double groin pulls. He's got problems all over his anatomy, and he played the game and played hard. So I don't know about anything except he killed it, and he needs time off. As much as we can give him right now, because he's really hurting. But he showed up tonight and gave it to us. He was brilliant. But these two guys are both seniors. This guy's bleeding on his hand, bleeding from his mouth. And Deivon, once he came back, the whole tempo of our offense changed. You don't see too many players like him in the country. So we're overly delighted. Great Garden crowd. Hopefully we'll sell out with Seton Hall. We got 3 games left. We want this Big East crown badly, not only for the players, but for the fans who came back like I never expected. So we're very excited about being in the hunt.
We'll start with questions for Aaron or Deivon. Just wait for the mic to get to you. We'll go with Zach.
Deivon, from your vantage point this time, how has the offense kind of looked since you've been back? It's 2 straight games now. This team has shot over 40 from 3. Can you just feel the confidence building in the way you guys are shooting?
I think, first of all, we're doing a great job of sharing the ball and spacing. We're running our plays with good pace and kind of keeping the defense off balance. So just getting to the paint, getting 2 feet in there, finding an open man, or hitting our pull-up shots, it opens up the whole floor in the game. And then we get a lot of points in transition. So, I mean, I'm super happy for the team and everybody, you know, just finding our confidence. There was a lot of guys in double figures tonight. So, I mean, I think we played a great game all around with multiple people.
Okay, go to Kevin.
Aaron, Coach Pitino kind of just talked about Zuby's message once they cut it to 9. From your perspective, can you kind of describe that moment?
You know, that's our captain. He keeps us going, the man in the middle. So, you know, we just all listen to him, and, you know, he's correct. We've been here before. And we didn't wilt, we didn't get down, we just kept going.
Congrats on the win, guys. 22 turnovers at UConn, 18 turnovers today. Just what does that say about your defense and team's identity?
In order to win games, we got to play defense. Defense wins championships. All week in practice, the message was get in the ball, pressure the ball, don't let the point guard make good passes because they slip. So I kind of took that personally tonight and just wanted to pressure the guard and put our team at a good point to win.
Deivon, the last time that we were talking with you on the Zoom, you know, I asked you a little bit about like what you want from the rest of the season, and you said, I want to win them all. Does it feel like you guys could win them all?
I think we could win every game. Even the games we lost, we're hard on ourselves because it's, you know, we're only losing by a point or so, and it's just like, I mean, this is some of our last years, and we're just taking advantage of each and every moment. It's a super special team. We're making history almost every game, so, I mean, I hate losing just as much as him. Everybody hates losing. If we lose, energy's not so good the next day, and we all got to hear coach. So, I mean, we just try to keep him quiet, honestly.
what this year's become. I mean, you guys are doing stuff St. John's teams haven't done in so long. I know it's your first year here, but see the Garden full, see it red, and to see 24-4 and 15-2, and know you're this close to a Big East title.
Yeah, we're very excited about all the fans coming out. We're just taking the game by game, and Coach P told us, it's been 40 years since St. John's won a Big East championship, and we're just taking the game by game, and getting better.
Aaron, you guys all season long have been talking about playing two good halves together, and tonight it seems like you actually achieved that. In terms of the motivation all season that you've been getting from Coach, what is the buy-in that's getting you guys to sort of peak at the right time now?
Last game against UConn, we kind of started off slow, so Coach was preaching that before the game, and we put together two halves. Coach always preaches defense, and everybody listens to him and buys in. Everybody wants to win, so that's just the key. Everybody buying in, everybody bought in, and you can see on our defense we're well connected, and we turn our defense into offense.
This is for either one of you guys. I mean, you guys have played a lot this year with guys missing from the lineup, but getting RJ back in there tonight, what does that do for your team?
I think it was super big. He makes a lot of plays on the offensive end, defensive end. He's a great rebounder. He finishes well. He hits some big free throws. I mean, he's a key guy. I don't think we would have been as successful tonight without him playing. So to have him back was special.
We'll take two more.
Aaron, we hear Coach Pitino frequently say that the goal is to be playing your best basketball at the end of February and into March. Do you feel like this team is trending in a way where you guys are getting better each game?
Yes, of course. You can just see in our practice how hard we practice. We're getting better every day, and that's just the key. 1% better every day.
Rick, you like to tweet. So prior to the game, UConn's official account tweeted a picture of players arriving with the captain, Storrs South. Obviously, having a little fun with the rivalry, but what does it mean to have this kind of win against UConn on the floor of the Garden?
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with my tweet?
No, they had tweeted out earlier calling MSG Storrs South.
Well, I can assure you, we had most of the fans tonight. We did not last year, but it was about 70-30 this year. And they are a great fan base. I mean, they are like Kentucky. They're Kentucky of the East. They travel great. They show up. But our fans were there in a big way tonight. And we're going to play next year's game in Coneseca.
Peter?
What was your reaction to that 8-point possession? Just how did that, impact this game?
It's when you play against them, it's very difficult because they shoot the three so well, and they get to the foul line. They run great stuff offensively. This was the best offensive defensive game we played all season, and Deivon has a lot to do with it because our pace picks up. When you score 50 points and a half against a Connecticut team, you're playing really good offense, really good defense. I mean, you look at it, 20 assists, only 12 turnovers. We shoot 47%, 42 from three, 78 from the line. That's a hell of a game. And when you force all those turnovers and don't turn it over, and you have 11 blocks and 11 steals. It's quite a performance by our guys.
Rick, two-part, I guess. Is there a possibility Kadary might sit Wednesday?
Again, Zach, I can't tell you about the future. You keep wanting to know the future. I'm not a doctor. All I can tell you is he was really hurting and playing. Every part of his body's hurting right now. 99% of the players would not have played tonight. And I don't say that just to geek him up. They would not have played. He's really, really hurting.
How big were those two jumpers he hit when they had cut it to 9?
He's a big-time player. Rebounds, steals, points. He always makes big plays. But they all did. I thought Simeon Wilshire made some big plays down the stretch. Just got to keep him on the court a little bit more. He's been in foul trouble the last few games. Got to keep him on the court more.
Rick, going back to last year, you're very complimentary of how you guys played offense towards the end of the year coming together. Are you starting to see that now as you get later in the year with this team?
I think Deivon gets our players great shots, because he's so fast that they have to help, and he got us great shots. Now tonight, he had 8 assists. He didn't deserve the last turnover, but he's got 7 rebounds. He's, for a 6-foot guard, he's quite a basketball player. So they're all, what I love about this team, they all buy into the defense, but on offense, they're all so different. They bring, RJ's so much different than Aaron. Zuby, there's very few people like Zuby. Very few in today's college basketball scene. He just is a workhorse. He never gets tired. How many minutes did he play? 34 minutes tonight, and he was active on every one. So it's a different type of basketball team. I'm real proud of him, but it's the defense that turns into offense that makes us go.
Rick, you're 17-0 at home. One more home game against Seton Hall. What would it mean to go undefeated at home this year?
Well, winning the Big East would mean a lot. Obviously, it's going to be a whiteout. We're hoping to have 19,000 people because that's why we moved it. But I think being senior night, last game of the season, I think the fans are going to bring it in a big way for our players who have given the fans so much delight. So we're hoping for a big night, but we're going to focus on Butler right now because Butler's a hell of an offensive basketball team, outstanding talent, and we've got to win these games to get this Big East crown.
Rick.
Roger.
When Coach Hurley was in here talking about your team, he used the phrase championship level to describe several different characteristics, including the defense and the offensive rebounding. I mean, you know what championship level looks like. Does your team look like a championship level team?
I thought we played our best game of the season, but when you get into the Big East tournament and you get into the NCAA tournament, it becomes all matchups, all styles. You got to change a lot going into the tournament because the film work is so extensive. So you got to make your tweaks in your offense, tweaks in your defense, but it's all matchups, and you hope for good matchups. We hope we get a great seed. We hope we finish this thing out and keep playing great basketball. But I am a little concerned about Kadary right now. I am concerned about him. We may have to sit him out and just give him a lot of rest to prepare for the season. If necessary, we're going to do that.
Rick, you talked about the crowd. I guess your estimate was 70-30. St. John's.
What'd you think it was?
I mean, that's got to be so great for your kids. But, a lot of them, all of them weren't alive when St. John's ruled the Big East. What is that like for you to see, as a New Yorker, to see this?
I just think it's great because you're talking about you haven't won a Big East. Is that right? 40 years? Is that correct?
1985.
Yeah. So, that's an amazing thing that if we can do it with a lot of new players, it's an amazing feat. But I'm really happy for the guys on the team because their experience, like I told them before the game, I said, guys, do you understand? You're playing in sold-out Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. I said, a lot of you guys aren't from New York, but you're going to have every seat filled, and the whole town loves the way you play. So you deserve all the credit in the world because you're making it happen. The disappointing thing for me is, I had Peyton Sieve and Russ Smith at Louisville as freshmen, and Gorky Zhang as freshmen, and they become sophomores, and they become juniors, they become seniors, and you build this identity. And that's the only negative I find in this whole system right now is, Deivon, who, I had my problems with early in the year. Now I love him to death, and they leave right away. So I wish you had more time with the players to build these relationships that are everlasting.
What did you see out of RJ today? And from what you know, how's he doing?
RJ was okay. RJ missed 4 days of practice, and you can't miss that. He wasn't on top of his game today, but you can't miss practice like that and be sharp. So this was good for him to get back in the groove. We're hoping that Kadary, just with a little rest and time, comes back.
take two more, Zach and then Peter.
There's somebody back there.
Coach, you mentioned Peyton and Russ. You've coached a lot of guards, and when Deivon's on the court, his speed is noticeable. Is there any particular player that you've coached in the past that he kind of reminds you of?
Well, Deivon's a lot of like Peyton Siva. He's a lot like him. Very good athlete, jumps out of the gym. He's lightning fast. He plays hard. So he's a lot like that. Nobody on my team is like Russ Smith, and I'm very thankful for that. And I say that because I nicknamed him Rusticulous, one of my favorite players of all time from Archbishop Malloy. But you talk about trying to prod the guys to shoot more. I never had a prod Russ Smith to shoot more.
There are no similarities between RJ and Russ?
No. Russ was one of a kind, and never coached anybody like him in my lifetime. But I loved every minute of it.
You guys have now back-to-back games shot over 40% from three. You mentioned Deivon obviously having a big part of that with his getting guys shots. How much does the fact that maybe the confidence is now building with the way you guys can shoot, how much of a difference can that be for you guys as you get scores?
You know, I just want him to take the shot. I don't want him to pass him up. I try to tell him every single day, if you miss, we'll erase the miss with defense. So don't worry about the misses. Keep shooting, take good shots, and they have. I thought tonight's game was really a brilliant basketball game in a great environment. But like I said, the one good thing about this basketball team is they don't fall in love with one game. They're very focused in on the next game, the next possession. The timeout was great. I was telling them, and we're not wilting. This is not going 9-2 or 3. It's not doing that. We're not wilting. And then Zuby interrupted and said, "We've been here before. Every game we play, we're not bending." And that's great to see that type of feedback in huddles. I love seeing it. Got great leadership with Zuby. And so we're going to progress into Butler, get ready for that, and then get ready for the next game and just take it one game at a time. I'm going to leave with Roger and Zach. I'm going to leave it in their hands as guys that cover us into the future in crystal balls.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Yes.
Whatever you tell us about Kadary is going to be the opposite.
I'm being very, very straight honest, 100%. He should not have played tonight, and we got some problems because he's hurt big time. So I'm not, with Deivon, I told you guys the truth. Trainer said he can't play, shut him down. The doctor says shut him down. He comes to me and says, "I want to play." So I don't know, but I know right now he wanted to come to the press conference and couldn't even make it here. So I'm not embellishing this at all. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Well,
Oops.